Do you run like Naruto? Have you ever gone Super Saiyan? Can you defeat your enemies in one punch? If you said yes to any of these questions, then it's time to focus your chi, ready your Beyblades, and get ready to duel on this week's episode of... Alright, hello and welcome to another edition of We'll Be Your Friends, the only podcast to ever get noticed by Senpai. With me today is the Jin to my Mugen. John, how you doing today?
Doing good. Ready to talk about anime. Or, excuse me, anime.
Anime, because there are no soft A's in Japan.
Yeah, none. In Japan, all over. Not a soft A, only hard A's.
Only hard A's, day in, day out. So today we are talking anime. There's no beer this week. Sorry for you beer fans, the ones who only tune in for that. We're going to skip it this week.
It's actually just me listening to myself talk about it.
So John, you can stop listening now.
Okay.
So this week we are talking anime. We've got a good friend of ours on. His name is Tyler. Tyler says he's the best at anime. He knows everything about it. So that's why we brought him on. He's expert witness. Tyler, how you doing?
Expert witness.
I'm the non-expert. I'm Tyler. Hi.
No, thank you, Tyler, for coming on. I appreciate it. So we had you on because we were scouring guests, seeing who wanted to talk about what. And when I asked you what you wanted to talk about, anime was at the top of your list. So what is it about anime that you really love so much that you are that passionate where you wanted to come on here and talk about it?
Anime is the category for my favorite show, Dragon Ball. The series as a whole is the greatest. It's the greatest show on earth. If you've never seen it, go watch it. Start with Z.
I don't see a lot of people that casually like Dragon Ball Z. It's always like hardcore fans or no fans at all.
Because if you watch it, you'll understand what a good show is, and that's your bar. Yeah. Everything you watch from there is stuff. No, I'm lying, guys. It's actually it's one of my favorite shows. I think it's simple. Akira Toriyama, the creator of it,
simple and clean.
Yeah, it kind of started out that way, but he's always had a sense of humor, and he brought his own touch to. If you don't know, so there's a story called like Journey to the West, and Goku's might be based off a character.
I know Journey to the West. Actually, Gorillaz, I don't know if you know them, they did a really cool thing. They did like a whole musical to Journey to the West, which was really cool. So I'm actually familiar with that.
But yeah, it's by far my favorite anime. I'm going to say that. I'm biased. And yeah, that's what really, I don't know, I just like it. There's a Super Saiyan 3 Goku statue on my desk. That should tell you all you need to know.
What are some other animes that you've watched, and does it stem from Dragon Ball Z? Was it like Saturday morning, go and watch Dragon Ball Z, and then Pokemon comes on next, you're like, let me check this out? Or did you kind of already have an established love of anime before you discovered Dragon Ball Z?
So here's how it went down. I actually came in later. I found a game called Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I played it, and that was my first exposure to Dragon Ball.
Oh, you started with the game, okay.
Yeah, I found the game. And then I came in by the time Dragon Ball Z was almost finished. So I watched the whole series. I watched all of Dragon Ball. I did see Z before Dragon Ball. I know it's out of order. But yeah, aside from that, I got into Naruto just by accident. I'm a big Naruto nerd.
You fell into Naruto?
I know, it's weird. And then I fell off of it until basically Shippuden ended. So on both my big anime starts, like the big shows that I watched, I came in when they were almost complete, so I got to basically marathon through it. And there was and I found like little stumbles along the way, and that's an understatement. I watched Samurai Champloo. I watched most of Inuyasha. Yep.
It's like one of the two,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Gundam. Cowboy Bebop. I can't recommend it enough. It is amazing.
John is
I tell everyone to watch that. They like anime.
You need it like you need water.
What is it about?
Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Can you TDLR it for me?
Wow.
Space Cowboys.
Well, I haven't seen it in a long
Having
time.
the worst luck.
It's mostly this really, like, he's, like, slick and he's really charismatic.
He is cool, he is a badass, but like he's definitely got some like darkness going on, like he's dealing with something, so he kind of carries that around, and it kind of keeps touching back to this kind of, it's cool. You have to see it. It's space cowboys and spaceships and fighting.
It's got a corgi in it too, right? That's what your dog is named after?
Yeah, he's like a super intelligent dog. I think he has like a computer chip in his brain or something.
Does he talk?
No, he's just really smart. He doesn't talk, but the irony was like my dog was an idiot and ran into shit.
I was so close to being sold, and then you said it didn't talk, and now I'm out. I'll never watch it.
That's the line right there.
Speaking of talking, do you prefer subbed or dubbed anime? Because now that I've started watching it, the first thing that turned me off about anime as a whole, like the ones that I've seen, and I'm talking like One Piece, I'm not very into. Naruto, I'm sorry, I just couldn't get into it. It felt childish with the voices that they chose. And that was like a problem also like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh!, which were ones that I'm familiar with and that I used to watch. They always felt childish because of the actors that they chose to do it. So when I decided to get back into it, since everyone I know is super into anime now, I decided to watch Samurai Champloo, which was on your recommendation, and thank God.
So good.
Samurai Champloo is actually really good, and it turned my view around of what anime could be, which we'll get into, I guess. What I started with was watching it in subbed. It was all Japanese, and I was reading it, and I was like, oh, this is really good, because the Japanese actors were just taking it so seriously.
Oh, yeah. That's a big thing.
And that really sold it to me. But now I'm watching it dubbed because I got tired of reading it. Like, honestly, it was just so much reading while I was watching it that I felt like it was taking away from watching it. Yeah. So I started watching it dubbed. I still think I prefer subbed, but what do you guys prefer?
Well, on my end, I'm going to go ahead and say, when it's subbed, you can really get, like, a better almost author intent, a better context, because these guys are hardcore. They'll go in there and they're like, I need to feel this way. They're doing almost like just real acting. It's still an acting job. So they're feeling it, as opposed to maybe, it goes to dubbing at Toei or something like that. Something gets changed in translation. Maybe this appeals to American viewers a little bit better, so we're going to make tweaks,
Yeah, you see those little changes there.
He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, but subbed is my preference. I didn't answer the question, but subbed is my preference.
No, that's fine. I did notice that there's like a very big difference in what gets translated.
Yeah.
I watched an episode here at home, and it was subtitled. And I forget what it was, but Mugen said something along the lines of, like, I'm going to rape you. And in the American version, which I watched at my parents' house because it was on demand for Adult Swim, and I went to watch the episode, and it was the same line, and I was getting ready to, hear it in English, because, that's just, hard to hear. Yeah. And he was just like, I'm not playing around with you.
That's so far.
It was so different, and so I can see where it would kind of be beneficial to go subbed over dubbed, because you're going to get the real, like you said, author intent.
I think it sometimes will come down to the voice acting, really. Like, if it's the American voice actors are good, which is rare, in my opinion, then I'll do sub. Because like you said, the Japanese voice actors, they take it seriously, and they
sell it.
Really bring life to the characters, and you kind of watch it. I think of Miyazaki whenever I think of this argument, because Disney, I think, bought a lot of the films and brought them over to the U.S., and so they had fairly decent voice actors at the time, some familiar names if you look them up too, and that really helped the whole movie. Just watch it, not having to read too. I can't read in general, so yeah, that's kind of the only option for me is a dub. So
it is tough, and what's crazy is that a lot of this stuff. I mean, we were exposed to anime at a young age. I mean, it's been around forever. I think it started in the 70s, possibly. No, I actually didn't look it up. I'm going to go ahead and assume that it was the 70s.
It's been around for a while.
It has to have been around for even longer than that.
Props to Toonami for making that a little more popular.
For bringing it up.
Thank you,
definitely,
Toonami.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing because there's a lot of odd concepts that come out of these animes, but kids just latch onto it right away. Think about Pokemon. That shit blew up.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it makes no sense. Small monsters that fight each other that are captured in balls.
Yeah.
10-year-olds travel the world trying to find them.
They're cute like Pikachu. Yeah. And then you got some kids who are like, oh, that's adorable. Oh, and it shoots lightning.
Yeah. You're like, I want that.
My parents are going to be so concerned when they see me with this, I have to have it.
Sure. Well, I mean, it worked for me. I'm 28 years old, and I buy every new Pokemon game that comes out. Going 20 years strong here. But back to what I was trying to get to. What was your initial exposure to anime like? Was it an immediate like light bulb on, this is what I have been waiting for, or did it take you a while to get into it?
To be honest, it was like the most natural, organic. It was more of like a gravitation towards it. It started with Dragon Ball, and I guess from there, because Dragon Ball was so good and I liked it so much, things that were similar to that, they would turn that fancy on. And from there, I didn't like Pokemon all that much. I watched in and out, but I would get into things like Shaolin Showdown. It was another martial arts fighting show.
I vaguely remember that one.
Yeah, everyone does. It had like a hypnotic thing for an intro.
Yeah.
But for the rest of that, I got into like the popular animes. If I would hear about it, I would see it, and they'd always look cool. I'd give most things a try. Death Note and Black Butler, I would say, caught me out of nowhere. I fell into those too.
Are there some animes that you just cannot stand? No matter how many times you've gone and tried to watch it, it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Any love animes at all? I can't. I've
Like
never
the romantic ones? The
You don't get
romantic
into
comedies?
the romance?
No, I can't do it. I can do a romance movie. I watched 50 Shades of Grey. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. But honestly, no.
The
romance
rating already,
animes.
too.
I know. No, I hate it. I hate it's the most over dramatic, over the top. It's not for me. I can't stand any of them.
So
Other
you're
than
more
that, I'm pretty-
action driven?
There's a lot of
Yeah.
extremes in anime in general. Like, now it's just like dramatic. Like, we're talking about how much gore is in a lot of them, just spraying blood everywhere.
Hellsing?
Yeah, Van Helsing and Berserker, and and the one scene in Kill Bill. Like, just there's a lot of extremes in
Big
anime.
The
It's
scene
really
in Kill Bill is hands down the greatest piece of anime that's ever been created.
You watched like 3.
And that's how I know. Because when it hits you, it just hits you. If you're not familiar with it, so the scene in Kill Bill Volume 1, where they're doing the backstory for O Randy Ishii, all anime is so fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It starts out with her in her parents' house. Her parents are getting killed by the Yakuza, and she's under this bed watching it all happen, and this fucking knife comes through the bed, and then just starts raining blood on her, and it's her parents' blood. Flash forward 20 years, and she is fucking taking out the Italian fucking president with a gun from like 30 miles away. There's blood everywhere. It's crazy action. It was animated so good. I get chills just thinking about
It's
it. If you
cool.
haven't seen it, I'm probably going to post a link midweek. You'll be like, why did they post this? Now you know why.
Now you know.
I approve of Kill Bill's appropriation of anime culture to better
Yeah.
an already great movie.
So speaking of appropriation, where do you fall on like the line of like Ghost in the Shell? Where were you in that? Did you think that they whitewashed it, or do you think Scarlett Johansson was a good choice?
I'll tell you right now, I watched one episode of Ghost in a Shell anime and didn't watch a single. I didn't even finish the first episode.
You didn't?
Really?
Didn't see the movie, actually. I saw the trailers, and I thought about it just because she's, like, really hot.
Yeah.
But I thought I was so disappointed by the anime that there was nothing the movie could offer me.
So did you watch the series or the anime movies? Because there's a couple of movies.
There was something on, like, Adult Swim,
Okay.
and I think it was the show.
Okay,
it
I
was
would
the
recommend
show, and I watched
the
the
Ghost
first
in the
episode.
Shell standalone complex. There's the movie, the first movie. That's what the remake was about that movie. So I think that's way better than everything else Ghost in the Shell related, in my opinion. So
I've never
if you ever want to
seen-
take another stab at it,
I've never seen anything Ghost in the Shell related at all, but the trailer really made me want to watch the anime.
right?
Yeah, I wasn't like, I have to go see this movie. I do like Scarlett Johansson. She is on my list. We could talk about that at a later time. But there was nothing else about that made me go, I want to go see that movie.
Yeah.
It immediately made me go, oh, that sounds really cool. I bet the anime is fucking dope. But I never wanted to see the movie.
I watched The Avengers for Black Widow.
Just for that.
Just for Black Widow. I don't know anything about any superheroes, but
Yeah.
I'll watch me some Black Widow.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Wonder Woman, and fun fact, Wonder Woman's one of my favorite superheroes, right up there with like Goku and Vegeta. I didn't watch the new.
I like
watched
that
the new-
Goku and Vegeta are superheroes.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Is that canon, or are you just like
It's very canon.
really? So
It's
in
extra
the world of Dragon, let's talk about Dragon
Okay.
Ball Z for a
Let's
second.
do it.
because
Love this.
I think we're doing too broad of a stroke for Tyler right now because we're talking all over anime, but I could just see the
Yeah.
blood pumping through his veins right
Yeah.
now that I want to break
He has an
this
aura.
down.
It's like visible right now.
So
He's going insane.
I'll be honest, I don't know shit about Dragon Ball Z. I know that there's a guy named Goku. There's a guy named Vegeta. It sounds very much like vagina.
Vegetable.
Or vegetable.
Joke. It's
Yeah. Is it really? Is that really like a play on like vegetables?
all the
that are
names
in
in
joke?
all the names in Dragon Ball, for the most part, are puns.
Really?
Goku, his real Saiyan name is Kakarot, carrot.
Oh yeah.
A very infamous villain they fought, broccoli.
Oh.
Krillin, I think, is Kuririn. I can't say, I don't have the accent, but that's something. There's a few.
You're
of these.
blowing my mind right now.
This
I
is
had
like
no idea
that's
that
my
was a
favorite
thing.
fact about Dragon Ball Z now. Of all of its coolness and
Well, even the
Okay, so
they're all
the new
vegetables.
characters, the gods are based on alcohol. Beerus, Whis, whiskey.
oh my God.
His brother is Champagne, Champa.
What?
His god, no, and there's an angel watching him, Vados. Gold star to whichever one of you knows what alcohol.
Vatos? Vodka?
I think so.
He doesn't even know.
I don't know.
He's like, I'll give you $1 if you know it. 'cause
I'll
I
give you
forgot.
$1 because I don't know. I'll give you $1 to tell me.
Bail me
You feel
out. Bail me out.
Bail me out here.
That's one
Okay,
of those
so-
things I tried to call someone else's bluff, and I didn't have my answer
I
right.
know. We were like already.
Got him. So, in this world of vegetables that are fighting each other,
It's got weird.
some of them are superheroes and some of them are not? Or do
There's
they
like
all... 'cause-
villains too.
well, okay, obviously villains. I mean, like, are there, like, normal people in the universe who don't have the ability to go Super Saiyan?
Here's
Is it
a-
something
yeah.
that anybody
Here's a
can
question.
do?
Yeah, what's a Saiyan? Like, what
Okay,
is?
what does Super Saiyan mean? What does that mean?
So Saiyans are. I'll let you know. Saiyans are an evil old space pirate race. And then Goku got right before the planet got blown up and all of the Saiyans died. He got sent to Earth in a little pod. He landed there and was found by this nice
Super.
old
He's
man.
like part monkey, right?
Yeah, and he's supposed to actually be evil, but he fell off a cliff and hit his head, so now he's good. And that works for whatever reason. Akira Toriyama says so. Now a
He hit
Super
his
Saiyan-
head, and now
his
he's a
head.
good guy.
Yeah. So, a Super Saiyan it's a transformation Saiyans can undergo, and the official multiplier for it is 50 times your strength, speed, stamina. It's 50 times your kicking ass.
So is that just going level 1 Saiyan is 50 times, or Super Saiyan is 50
Super Saiyan
times?
multiplies whatever power you already have by 50. So if you were to do 10 push-ups, every night, you're Super Saiyan. I don't know. You get the idea. It's a scaling
Too much
thing. Whatever
more.
you got gets multiplied.
Okay,
It's a multiplier.
so if you're stronger than me, when you go Super Saiyan, you'll be super stronger than my super strong.
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
I don't know how to answer
So
that
okay,
one.
so let's move this out. Now I'm gonna, like I said, I don't really know much, but I'm gonna try and piece together from the small things I've seen. So there's Goku, and then he like lives on an island with some old dude, right?
He doesn't.
Who's the old guy with the
Isn't he a
glasses
trainer?
that's
That's
bald?
Master Roshi, one of his old karate teachers.
Okay.
Isn't he a huge pervert too?
He is. He's
Yeah,
I was
the
gonna say, I always
total
see like
hermit pervert.
memes. So he's grabbing titties and stuff.
Yeah, that causes problems because Krillin, the little bald guy, lives with his android wife, who's really hot.
He's married
Well,
to a
he
robot.
thinks. Like a half robot thing, like this android is
Was
what
she
she's actually
human
called.
once?
Huh?
Was she once human and then she was given robot parts? Or
Yeah, she was once human, and then Dr. Gero took her and made her into an android so that she would be strong enough to kill Goku, because this guy got
also
screwed
like a
over once.
Smurfette situation?
So many story
Yeah.
arcs.
He got screwed over by Goku when he was a little kid. So he built androids to kill him, and Android 18 married Krillin, and now they're fine. That's how that went. And now they live with Master Roshi, and he's a perv, and he's creeping on him.
Okay, so now does Master Roshi teach Goku that he has the ability to unleash Super Saiyan from within?
No.
Where does Goku learn that? How does he learn that he can do this?
He didn't learn. Actually, so what happened was Vegeta knew what a Super Saiyan was, and Frieza kind of did and was terrified of it. And what happened was Frieza killed all the Saiyans.
Who's Frieza?
He's this really, really feminine space monster.
It's like
And-
David Bowie.
Yeah, so he's like this, yeah.
David
Yeah.
Bowie.
Imagine it. So, imagine a Ridley Scott, like, alien
Okay.
that spends too much time in a mansion. And that's Frieza. He's a dick. I'll
You
calm
can
down.
cuss.
Okay, he's a dick. And so anyway, he killed
Fuck.
the Saiyans, scared of the Super Saiyans, and Vegeta came and he's like, yeah, me and Goku are Super Saiyans now. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna kill you. Goku showed up, fought him, and was about to die, and then he's like, Frieza said, okay, before I kill you, I'm gonna kill Krillin. And so he killed Krillin, which is Goku's best friend, and Goku was like, I'm really mad about that. Okay, so now I'm so mad that I'm going to turn Super Saiyan.
I'm really
you're
upset. This is upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that's how that went. And that's how he did it. He had no
The
clue
top
how
hat
to do
on.
it. He just got so mad that he went Super Saiyan on Frieza.
Okay,
And
so
then they figured it out
He
later.
unleashed
that
it.
You could get Super Saiyan 2 and 3 and
oh,
God.
so
and,
there are levels to Super Saiyan.
yeah, there's a lot.
What is okay? So
Turned
what is
into a
the
huge monkey at one
absolute-
point.
As far as the canon goes, what is the absolute highest Saiyan level, and who has achieved that?
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan.
Okay, hold on.
Oh no!
We're gonna have to stop and take this apart for a second. It's called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
It's been half retconned to be Super Saiyan Blue.
To be Super Saiyan what?
Blue.
And
Blue?
technically, if we want to get extra, Goku has an exclusive form called Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Kaioken times 20.
Why? That's awesome.
This is
blue
crazy
and
that
red.
there's so much involved
You
in
just
this.
like
I
punch
can't
planets and
believe it.
they just disintegrate at that point.
He had universal power at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super.
So
At
what?
Super Saiyan God, which is the low level below.
How do you get to that? So my understanding
Yeah.
of going Super Saiyan is that you just yell until your hair bleaches.
Yeah.
So what's actually happening?
To be honest, so what happens is there's Akira Toriyama's changed it a few times. What happens is you have to get to a certain level of strength, and then you unlock it almost through just going through emotions or just absolutely needing to. And it before
High stress situations.
yeah, pretty much. That's what it started off as. And then later on, Goku and Vegeta both had 5 and 6-year-olds that went Super Saiyan. So it kind of became a joke after a while, and I think you can see that in some of the names. What really happened was it was just he didn't know how to make them stronger anymore. He's like, okay, these guys can already break planets at the point by the time they got to the Cell arc, Perfect Cell could have wiped out a solar system. Super Saiyan 2
Jesus.
Gohan was stronger than that. And he's just like, all right, now I've gone Super Saiyan 2, where do I go with this? And then he went to the Buu arc, and he needed to make him stronger to fight this big pink monster now. And that was very important.
Who's the big pink monster? Is that what he's
Majin Buu.
called?
Majin Buu.
He has a
Majin.
couple of forms, right?
Majin Buu.
All right. So what kind of food is Majin Buu's name supposed to be?
That one, I don't know if that's food. It's food. It's a play on different words. There's 2 other characters, wizards, that control Majin Buu. Bibbidi and Bobbidi.
And Majin Buu.
Bibbidi Bobbidi Majin Buu.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So that's
There
what
it
that
is.
is. But yeah, then he went Super Saiyan 3, and that was just for whatever reason. He just went Super Saiyan 3 because he had been training for a while, and they didn't explain how he got it or why. So you can see the transformations after a while are kind of
At first, it's like, wow, these people are going Super Saiyan, and then eventually, it's like, oh well, yep, so
And
Goku's
it's
going
actually-
Super Saiyan again.
yeah. There's actual multipliers too. Super Saiyan 1 is a 50 times multiplier. Super Saiyan 2 is that one's a 3 times multiplier. Yeah.
Okay.
Someone has
Something
made
like
an infographic for this, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's actual multipliers. I'm just high, or else I'd remember them. Super Saiyan 4 is a 10 times multiplier. I don't care what Wikipedia says. It's 10.
Wikipedia's user-based content. You can just change it.
So,
And
do
cite
you?
your source.
So, since you're super into Dragon Ball Z, our good friends Neon Mind Control, they play. I forget, Tyler. What's the new game that just came out? It's like
Dragon Ball Z Fighters, I have like 70 hours into it. Oh, Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Isn't that what they kind of brought it back to platform? Or like the side-scrolling
Yeah,
Well, it
it's,
looked like it's like
it's
open
2D
world
basically.
too,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like, don't you walk around in a big hub? You create a character.
Those are lobbies, actually. They're really cool.
So that's like a live lobby
Yeah.
with other people. All those
Other people are
everything
running
there
around
are
with you.
people there.
Yeah.
And so what do you challenge these people to a fight, and then you assume the role of like your favorite Dragon Ball Z character, or do you play as the custom character you created?
You don't get to create a custom character in Fighters, though. In Xenoverse, you could, which was the last one.
Yeah, you might be confusing 2 titles. There was a more open
Oh, is there?
world-based
There's an-
one, yeah.
Okay, so there is an open world one.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah,
Okay.
There
there's
is.
a couple
There's
of them.
two.
And the most recent, though, they brought back to the 2D fighting kind of style, so...
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, cool. And then there's someone like 100-something characters in that game, right?
No, there's like 25-ish.
Oh,
I'd
that is
say. I
significantly
haven't counted.
less than I thought.
Yeah, I don't know where you're going with those
I
stats.
thought maybe the Naruto games have over 100 people in it, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that
Okay,
probably...
that's me. I'm confusing all of my anime. I feel awful.
Oh, I destroy it, Storm, by the way. Like, anybody listening to this podcast can catch the fades anytime.
Ooh.
He's offering fades to be caught.
Yeah. on Dragon Ball Z or in Naruto?
Either one. Mortal Kombat, Injustice, fighting games are mine.
Uh-oh, Neon Mind Control. I think you guys hear that. We're going to get you guys locked up with Tyler.
Smash Bros. Let's do it.
All right, you know what? We're going to destroy you in Smash Brothers, so shut your mouth, Tyler. Anime can be a jarring thing to get somebody to get into. What's your go-to? I mean, I'm sure you're going to say Dragon Ball Z, but if it is Dragon Ball Z, I need something specific. But if you're going to try and sit someone down, get them into anime, what are you going to show them and why?
If I'm going to get someone into anime, in any other case, just because you want a blanket answer, I'd say it depends. But if I got to go to one go-to, I'm going to give them Black Butler.
Okay, so what is Black Butler? I've never heard of this.
Okay, so Black Butler is a show about this crazy kid who signs a contract with a demon, Sebastian. And he's really, really strong, and he basically helps this kid who helps the queen, and he's kind of the queen's guard dog, quite literally. So they do dangerous stuff, and until he gets his revenge, I won't spoil the whole plot, but until he gets his revenge, this butler helps him with whatever, does his bidding, all that good stuff, but then at the end, in exchange, after he's gotten his revenge, this kid, the CL kid, Sebastian gets to eat his soul.
Okay.
Literal deal with the demon, and that's the basis of the show. That's all.
Would you say that there's like a lot of interesting plot, or it's well animated? What about it would you want to show that to somebody to make them go, oh, you know what, I'm going to start checking out some other animes?
Yeah, I think the basis of the show, watching it, you're going to notice it's very visually appealing. There's they make it like almost sparkly for the first couple episodes is the best way I can describe it. But then from there, they have a really unique, real sharp anime style to it. But it's also, you got some comedy in there. I like it. I think anyone could get into it.
It sounds well-rounded, so it has all those notes and touches on
Universally
it.
accepted.
Someone talented, gave it some thought and moved on it. And I think that's good.
Okay, I might have to check it out. John, how about you? What if you're gonna? Because you're kind of. I know we really barely talked to you, and it's because you're sick. So I've been trying to give you a little bit of breathing room here, and I'm glad Tyler's got a lot to talk about. So this has been really easy. You are the one who showed me Samurai Champloo, but that's because I'm real specific. But if you were going to try and get somebody who wasn't as narrow-minded as myself into anime, what do you think you would go to?
I think I'd have to go back to a Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
Just because it's just a real cool story, a lot of cool character development. It's a little humorous. There's action. It's a little something for everyone, and it kind of showcases how kind of cool and unique anime can be compared to American animation or even American film in general. Like, it's just there's a lot of stuff done in anime that you don't see anywhere else, really. Like plot points and unique techniques and things. It's very within itself. It's cool.
There's a lot of weird shit out there.
A lot of weird shit, and they make it work though. You're like, yes, it's anime. Of course that's a starfish with a dick.
What? Okay, so now I have to ask, what is like the absolute weirdest anime you've ever seen?
Bobobo.
I haven't seen that. My mind shot to.
Hold on, what's Bobobo?
Yeah.
It's this awesome, greatest. No, I'm not going to say great. It's one of the funniest animes you'll ever watch in your life. It's this weird dude who wears sunglasses, has a big blonde afro, and he runs around with like this jellyfish. Like, what are those green flat things? Like, they're toys.
They're
and he runs around with... Huh?
No, they're toys?
They're like the flat things. Either way, he runs around with this big jelly thing, and they just do random, crazy, like, stuff. And this guy can just bend reality like he's... like the Bugs Bunny of anime.
The
like,
Bugs Bunny of anime. That sells me right there.
He will pull anything out of his
Yeah.
ass to win a fight. It's impossible to beat him. That's the joke. It's
He could pull anything out of his ass and
at
fight
any
with
given
it?
point. Just like if he wanted to, he could probably solo.
Is it actually the canon that it's coming out of his ass, or is it like he just puts his hand behind him and then he can pull out anything?
Yeah,
You're
he's
just,
got.
like, saying it's
have you
from
heard
his
of
ass.
what's it called? The magic utility belt. Something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
All right.
But yeah, he can pull out anything at any given point, whether it be the front of his pants, back of the pants. It doesn't matter. He pulls. I
like
think there was
Baggins,
one he
Sag and Larry.
pulled. Somebody pulled like a gun on him, and he pulled like an RPG out of his sock. Like just ridiculous stuff. It's awesome.
That does sound pretty awesome
Yeah.
to check that
I
out.
don't know
How
if
about
I'm
you,
thinking of the
John?
same man.
I would say it's Footy Cootie. literally spelled FLCL.
See, Hannah said I should check that out. So why is it weird? What about it is weird?
Because it just kind of like throws you into the middle of this already kind of weird universe, and it's so hard to explain. You definitely just have to watch it. But once you see it all the way through and look back on it, it's actually pretty cool. Like you kind of notice little, because it's very overwhelmingly weird. Like you're just like, what is this? There's a giant iron at some point, and this one character has a TV for a head, and like it's just you're trying to get used to it for like, and it's only like 4 or 5, 6 episodes. But like, yeah, you have to watch it twice. I found it the second time I watched it was great, but like watch it and it's unique in its own way. You have to. It's fucking
Makes
weird
you take
though.
attention.
Yeah, and it's very anime too. A lot of anime techniques in there, like a lot of the illustrations, and it's cool. It's a good example too of like how fucking weird anime can be in general.
Getting back on topic, the last thing I want to talk about here today, before we get into today's game, do you think, and this will tie into it, do you believe that your appreciation for Japanese culture has increased since you enjoy anime, or do you just watch anime and you don't really care about Japan at all?
I think it's hard to like get into anime and not go, what the fuck are the Japanese people doing? And then like look into their culture. And I definitely would say I did do that, and I think Japan is the coolest fucking place. It's super weird, just like anime. It's all over the place, and like everything is accepted. It's cool.
Well, what about you, Tyler?
I like how lighthearted they can be. I feel like we take things very, very seriously here in America. I don't. I need to. But
You like that they do blackface in Japan?
It's lighthearted though.
I just like it. I think there's a lot of positivity in Japanese culture, and anime's given me an appreciation for that. So yeah, I think I appreciate Japanese culture a little bit more. I love positivity. I like that they can create stuff that's like fun and happy, and yeah, there's that kind of stuff.
They are more culturally accepting. In Animal Crossing. Have you ever?
Yeah, I'll do.
If you know Animal Crossing. So Animal Crossing it's a Nintendo game, and you're the mayor of a town. Sometimes you just live in the town. It doesn't matter, but it's supposed to model everyday life, which might sound boring, but it's fun. You get into different strokes. But the town, you're the only human in the town. Everybody else is animals. Animal Crossing. In the Japanese version of the game, there's a giraffe character that is dressed like a woman but is a man, and in the American games, it's just a woman.
Huh.
Yeah. So like in that sense, Japan is like a little like a step ahead of us. I think because there are people like that out there who just feel like bad about it now because they can't be included in a game. Like, can you imagine finding out like that there's a character that you identify with that got cut because Nintendo America didn't think that everybody would like it?
Yeah, that's tough.
So Japan does kind of jump ahead in that sense. And with that, let's bring it into today's activity. I have in front of me 10 questions about Japan. Just general Japan-ish questions.
If we get it wrong, do we have to take a hit? Or?
Yeah, you have to take a shot of cyanide.
Shit.
I didn't forget the cyanide.
This is going to be for bragging rights. So each question will be worth 5 points. You're going to tally up your points. Each of you have whiteboards. You're going to use the whiteboards. We're going to do it the same way that we did the office trivia questions. Just write your answer down on the whiteboard and flip it around when you're ready. You'll get 5 points for every correct answer. So I want to see if you guys know anything about Japan. I've got these questions, and let's get into it. Question number 1. What is Japan's national dress? Is it A, kimono, B, kilt, C, chador, or D, sarong?
Oh, he's so wrong. I have no idea.
Wow, you're an idiot, John.
I thought that was too
Kimono.
easy. I thought it was too easy. Like it's one of those everyone knows.
I wanted to give you guys like at least an easy one to start with, and you just like went the complete wrong direction.
I overthought it.
5 points to Tyler. All right, this one's getting a little harder because I've never heard of this. What is ikebana?
Bless you.
A, the art of flower arrangement. B, games. C, a building in Japan. Or D, a painting.
I'm just drawing.
And your answers? Tyler says painting. John says art of flower arrangement. And John is correct.
Yeah.
You know what, John?
Ikebana is the art
more
of flower
floral
arrangement.
than you.
So John, 5 points to you. We are now tied. Oh, I should have also said that John said so wrong for the first answer because he was so wrong.
There it is.
I stole your joke. Thank you. This one, I probably should have double checked these questions because I don't remember this one. When did Hirohito rule in Japan? Everybody knows Hirohito.
Oh,
Did
We
he
go way back.
So, did he rule from A, 1846 to 1867,
Classic hero.
B, 1926 to 1989, C, 1867 to 1912, or D, 1817 to 1846? Tyler says World War II,
1940 war.
1940 war, and John says a dick. The answer, actually, surprisingly, is a dick.
All right. I won. I drew a dick.
No, but you guys both lose that round. It was 1926 to 1989. Again, I probably should double check these questions.
Also,
I knew he was there
I'm not
for
going
the
to use that
war.
information ever.
It was, well, I mean, technically he was there for World War II. So, I mean, I'll give you 2 points.
Wouldn't that be World War One
just-
too?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's both World Wars. He was there 26 to 89. That's
Yeah.
like a lot of war.
I drew a dick. I should get like a point.
No.
Okay.
I'll take a point away from you if you ask again.
Okay.
Question number 4. Which country was defeated by Japan in 1904? I don't know what they defeated them in, it doesn't say. But was it the USA, China, Philippines, or Russia?
Asia.
John
Yes.
says B, China. Tyler says C, Philippines. You're both wrong. It's Russia.
Russia.
That's depressing.
So what do we got? We got Tyler
Don't.
at 7 points and John at 5.
It's going well.
Let's see if we can turn this one around, because this is going awful.
At least our history facts.
This one you guys should be able to get. If you don't, I'm going to be pretty upset. What is the capital of Japan? A, Osaka. B,
Osaka.
Nagasaki. C, Tokyo. Or D, Kobe. John says Tokyo. Tyler says Drift, which is Tokyo Drift. You guys are both correct. Tyler gets 3 extra points for the pun, bringing him to a total of 15,
I do the same.
and John's got 10. Which Japanese film was remade as The Magnificent Seven? A, Rashomon. B, Seven Samurai. C, Sancho the Bailiff. Or D, Ikiru.
I know numbers. B7.
John says B, Seven Samurai. Tyler says Power Rangers. Both of you are correct. Somehow. No, John is correct. So John and Tyler are now tied 15-15. It was Seven Samurai. Next question, which happens to be question 7. You'd think that they would have made this quiz have that question be 7,
Well.
but should have called me to write it, guys. Quiz.com. Who became Prime
first
Minister? Our first plug. Our first sponsor. This podcast is brought to you by Quiz.com. Learn a bunch of random facts about Japan today. Quiz.com.
Swear to God, we're gonna get copy strike.
I know, right?
Actually call us out.
Hey, you know what? If we get copyright stricken, then that means somebody's listening.
Hey, that's a win.
Question
It's
7.
Legal department.
Who became the Prime Minister of Japan on April 26, 2001? A. Shinzo Abe. B. Kaizo Obuchi. C. Junichiro Koizumi. Or D. Kayuki Tanama.
I really wanted to go D. Kyle.
Kyle.
Senpai.
Kurt.
You're a little hard.
Tyler says Senpai. John says C. Junichiro Koizumi. That's right. Did you look at my sheet? Did you cheat?
No, I knew that.
How did you know that?
I totally guessed. I have no idea. They all sound like Japanese names. I don't know.
Fair enough. Alright, only a couple more questions and then we can end this horrible, horrible quiz. This one must have been translated from Japanese to English. How is Japanese emperor's throne known? I'll say it again. How is Japanese emperor's throne known? A. Peacock throne. B. Chrysanthemum throne. C. Visceral throne. Or D. White throne. Tyler says C. Visceral throne. John says Game of Thrones. Neither of you are right, and John loses 5 points for a futile attempt at a pun.
That wasn't futile. That was great.
You're just trying to ride off that wave that Tyler came. You can't beat Tokyo Drift.
I'm only Max. It's true.
I think you guys are both at 15. It doesn't matter because this is awful. Question number 9. What is National Foundation Day? February 11th, April 29th, May 4th, or September 15th? Got Tyler says September 15th. John says September 11th.
Never forget.
Never forget. No one will let us. It's okay. I can say that I'm from New York. It's cool. The answer is February 11th. So I guess John's half right. Now, this question I was really excited to ask because it's got one, it makes no sense and it's really funny. What is Japan's national legislature? A. Diet.
What?
B. Congress. C. Duma. D. Parliament. So I
Duma.
guess it's like, what is their... So, both of you say C. Duma. Actually, it's Diet.
Diet?
I wish I could make this shit up. I don't have it. It says Diet right here. So, both of you guys ended up with 15. You both know the same about Japanese culture. That's great.
Which is not a lot.
Shitty at this
Which is jack shit. So, let's end it there because I think we're all really stoned. But this was still a pretty good episode.
I learned a lot about Dragon Ball Z. I
did.
genuinely underestimated. I had no idea all that was going
I didn't
on.
know that was what a dramatic tapestry had been weaved through the woven. Thank you. That hath been woven
Been woven.
within the confines of the Dragon Ball Z universe. But no, for real, I appreciate you coming by and talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets worse in Super.
Well
It
then,
doesn't let up.
so we're gonna have to have a part 2 then.
Yeah.
Tyler, we're gonna have you back to go. Next time we'll just go straight Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Z.
we're just gonna have
We're
you
gonna
tell
cut-
us the
We're
entire
gonna
plot
cut
of Dragon
straight
Ball.
through the fat. I'm gonna make you tell me the whole story of Dragon Ball Z. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. We honestly thought that you weren't going to show up today, but you're a great guy for showing up.
We doubted you greatly, but thank you.
Yeah, we said free weed, and he was here.
No. It's
No,
fine.
he actually brought more weed than I did.
Yeah.
Anyways, Tyler, do you have anything that you want to promote? Anything that you want to plug?
Yeah, I want to plug this new podcast. We'll be your friends. We will be your friends.
Second
And
time
if
it's
this
happened.
gets-
Around.
And if this gets enough hype, they'll bring me back, and yeah, they might give me water next time. They might let me leave.
Yeah, tell us in the
without-
comments whether or not Tyler is allowed to leave the studio.
I'm not putting the lotion in the basket very often, so maybe I'll get out of here one day.
You could be better at it, for sure.
Yeah. We taught you.
Come on. We invite you to our house. We give you some lotion. The least you could do is put it on.
Yeah.
John, you got anything you want to plug this week?
I don't. Just practice safe hygiene and don't get sick, and because it sucks.
Oh.
Makes you feel like dick.
All right. And I think this week I'd like to plug John's mom. And on that note, Hey, everybody. What did you think of today's podcast? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did we not mention something that you think we should have? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then drop us a line at WBYF Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Join the discussion at our Facebook, facebook.com/WBYF Podcast. And for any inquiries about episode ideas, being on the show, fan art, or anything you want us to see personally, send an email to WBYFpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening, and remember, if no one else will, then we'll be your friends.